Hey, buddies, it's the Ron and Fez Show. Wednesday. Hicks used to call it Hump Day until he came up with another study saying we don't care if it's Hump Day or not.
Exactly. Now I'm fucked. I always thought this is the fucking day we realize, hey, halfway over.
You already tell me that Fez not in the best mood.
No.
Because it's not Friday?
I don't know. Fuck it. This is 2 days in a row now. Yesterday,
Yeah.
crying before the show. Today, about to be. And just in a fucking tizzy. Just really worked the fuck up.
All right, let's get the big cat in here. Fezzy, another bad day?
Yeah, I actually feel like crying again today.
That's something to brag about.
So, I mean, I had my feelings really sincerely hurt today.
All right, let me go. Is it Rob Cross again? I'll go talk to him.
Rob! No.
All right, I'm sorry. That was a fucking little joke. Who? Hicks, Pips, the interns.
It was a coke.
No, you ever have someone that you like are a big fan of, and
No.
then they just end up being like a total jerk to you?
I can't think of that happening.
Yeah,
But
I had that problem today with Warren Sapp, who was in the building.
all right, Warren Sapp hurt your feelings?
Yes, very much.
He came in years ago for the time that we blindfolded Fez, and Fez played What's My Line with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he was pushing Dancing with the Stars.
Nice guy. I met him. It was cool.
And that seemed to have worked out well for everyone. That show's been a big hit since we got behind it. So he wouldn't do the blindfold thing again?
No, I wanted to get a football signed. So, and not for me, even though I grew up a Buccaneers fan,
Yeah, well, you're older than Warren Sapp, so let's not act like you were a child.
have a Buccaneers tattoo on my arm,
Right.
and
He wouldn't have signed your football.
no, but wouldn't even talk to me. I thought we had a nice time
Maybe
when
he
we
doesn't-
did the What's My Line thing.
Maybe he doesn't remember you.
No, he's. How would you not remember that?
I wouldn't remember it if, he runs around and does a lot of stuff. So you went walking up to him with football, like the little kid, the Coke commercial?
Right, yeah. And
Maybe he tried to throw the jersey to you afterwards.
And it wasn't even for me. It's like football season's coming up. I'd like to stock up on prizes for
Right.
the listeners, for the audience.
It's very nice of you.
It wasn't even for me, to like put on my mantle.
So what did he say?
Didn't say a word, Ron. Had his goons dismiss me.
It's racial.
So he had like what looked like a couple of Secret Service guys with him.
Like the kind of guys that Malcolm X used to have following him around?
Oh, boy.
These were Caucasian.
Oh, that's weird.
And I was dismissed. And I was told, not right now. Not right now.
So that hurt your feelings? Not right now?
It really hurts and then of course it never did get done. It never did get signed. But we had
Why didn't you give it to Zito? Zito will always run around and squirm his way around.
I didn't see Zito running around this morning.
Well, just call him.
So I just really, really hurt and getting pissed off about this. Because we had a nice time with him. He was really sweet. And now that we're not doing anything for him.
All right.
Now it's don't even look up and talk to Fez.
Okay.
I thought we had a nice moment together before.
Show business. You can't get your feelings hurt over it.
My feelings are totally hurt over this.
But you can't tell. That's the great thing. You're like one of those stoic guys. You're almost like British, the way you feel it inside.
Yes.
But then, outside, you're just like, yes, of course, lovely.
And you know what? And I defended that guy when people were calling him some sort of animal in the NFL. When he took out that Packers guy with a block.
Yeah, but that's
and
because
Mike
he was
Sherman was calling him names.
That's because he was on your team.
When he hit the referee at playing against Washington, when he bumped into him and got a suspension.
Now you're doing a laundry list of all the reasons that he's not nice.
And I always defended him every step of the way. and can't get a lousy hello even. Besides a signed football that would have taken 2 seconds.
This
Ron.
is always the interesting thing about being a fan is the second that you feel any slight, you're furious. One time I was at a spring training, and I'm trying to think of who it was. It was Bob Gibson, one of the great old pitchers. He was a pitching coach for somebody at the time. Probably, I think he was at the Mets camp. And I was sitting there, and I was just a kid. Was down in Florida, and I'm like, holy shit, this is so cool. There's Bob Gibson walking across the field. And I was doing my normal thing, just like seeing him is cool enough. So these two old people were there with a ball, and they're like, Bob, can we get you to sign this? No. You're the greatest of all time. Nobody's better than Bob Gibson. And he basically did the same thing. I don't have time right now. Just never broke stride. And these two old people started to scream, you're a bum! You're a N!
Oh, Jesus.
I'm not even kidding you. And he never turned around. I'm like, I'm going to see Bob Gibson stomp the shit out of two old people.
He should have.
But as soon as people don't get, like, what they want, they...
Straight to the M-bomb? Jesus Christ.
They get fucking... Whatever they can say that's awful. And I remember saying that, thinking, and that's what it made me think, it must be awful to, like, have to give people stuff all the time for them to keep liking you. Rick in Dallas, you're on the Run of Fez show. Rick.
Hey, this is Rick.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm calling from Pinellas Park, actually.
Okay.
Fez, you should know by now that Warren Sapp is an asshole when it comes to signing autographs. He did that when he played here for the Bucks. He wouldn't sign anything for anybody.
He probably sells them. You know what I mean? Like, the guy just went bankrupt, and if you probably would have had a 20 twin out, he'd have been like, stuck it right in his pocket.
He had to sell his shoes, Fez.
He could cut his security staff in half.
I don't know why you need security here. I've seen some of the biggest stars in the history of the world that don't need security. Frank, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Fezzy, when he came in here before and had such a good time, you weren't out of the closet, and now you are.
All right, let's not blame it on that, Frank. Frank's always trying to stir shit up. I don't think it was an anti-gay thing.
I don't think that has anything to do with it. I think it was just a plain, ordinary prick move.
Tom, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Ronnie. I go to the games all the time, like Rays games and stuff down here in Tampa, and I always show up early to try to get off. There's always people there signing. I mean, the only one I really want is Evan Longoria, and he signs, but then, like, the minute he stops, everybody just starts getting pissed off. Oh, he's a bum. I hate him. Get out of our team, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
The guy just signed for, like, half a dozen people. What the fuck?
Yeah, people... I don't think it's a way of judging anyone. Who knows what's going on with him? And like you said, he didn't even do it himself. The guys around him might have just been thinking, this guy looks shaky. He looks weird. He's 4 sides white in the eyes,
He heard me. I was reintroducing myself.
This could be another Batman shooting.
Oh, my God.
They don't know what's going on. John, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey there, Ronnie B. I got a spy report for you.
Oh, good.
Spy report.
See, that's the real voice.
Spy report.
Go ahead.
Hey, Ronnie B. It looks like Michael Strahan is going to be named Kelly Ripa's permanent co-host. Why, I don't know.
I did see that everywhere. It's up on the iBang today, too. Story kind of exploded yesterday. I do think, I've always thought of him, even when he played with the Giants, I'm like, is that Regis? It just seems like those two guys have so much in common. I thought it was going to go to the kid from Saturday Night Live. I thought it was all but a lock.
Seth Meyers?
Maybe the problem there, he might be a little younger than Kelly. She wanted to keep, you know what I mean? Like, no one wants to...
I have some dude, yeah. Well, Strahan's not that old.
He's very, very... Yeah, but he looks it. But he's a very likable guy. I don't see him being overly interested in the celebrities that come in. Like, I think he's going to do very well telling funny Michael Strahan stories. The funny thing is, he's not even a big hit on the sports shows, right? I mean, he's like fifth mic.
Oh, yeah.
On that, is he on Fox?
Yeah, he's on the Fox show.
He's definitely not the go-to guy on that show, but he does seem like he has some chemistry. I don't know. He's just such a massive guy. I don't think of him as your early morning buddy.
And she's so tiny.
Right. But maybe they like that aspect, you know? Maybe they like the aspect of we now have a giant friendly man, you know? I don't know. Good luck to him, though. That's a nice gig for him. Regis was making quite a bit of money for hour of chit-chat.
Fucking banking it up.
Yeah, Regis didn't even do any prep, nothing. Regis had just they said he lives across the street, and he would just walk across the street, last second, put on his makeup. What do we got, Gelman? Go in, talk about his dinner the night before, and then he would, here's the latest person voted off Survivor. Well, were you having alliances? Whatever you just say to them. And then he would leave, so it's a nice gig.
Shit.
All the way around. I mean, there's no stress to it like there is some of the shows.
Yeah, everyone started fucking basically assuming Strahan was the guy after he was put his house for sale in L.A.
All right, good call.
They're like, oh, if he's selling the house, he's fucking definitely coming east.
Yeah, good call.
Or maybe he's just come back to the fucking Giants. That'd be awesome.
Last time I saw him, he said that they've called him a couple of times since and asked him if they want to come back because he didn't leave injured.
No.
Like normally these guys.
Got the ring.
He was just like, I'm not going to keep getting hurt. I've got a ring. What do I want? Another one? But he's a very likable guy. He's a very fun guy. So good luck to him with that. The other big news, and this came out of nowhere, is Jimmy Kimmel. That was weird. Did you hear that sound?
Yeah. It was like a high-pitched squeal, like air was being let out of something.
That was very, very weird.
I thought that was just the headphones. That was...
Yeah. And it just seemed like an ant was blowing a bugle before it died. So Jimmy Kimmel, his show is going to go to 11:30, so it's all lined up now, like the Olympic 100 meters, with Jimmy Kimmel, and Dave. And the weird thing is that news show always did very well because you just had something different. So most of the time that would even beat the Tonight Show. Didn't make the news as much because who gives a shit? But they feel like they're going to get the younger demographics with Jimmy, or Jimmy was going to leave and go. I don't know where else he would go.
Cable. I guess cable's the other place.
Yeah, no one
right?
thought TBS was going to have a show. So you really got everybody in there at the same time now.
This is
This can't last.
It's going to be a beatdown. Something's going to happen. Very interesting.
This might be perfect to set out who doesn't make the lifeboat, later this week. It's very, very strange because the only one with any real heat is the guy who's not even part of that is Jimmy Fallon. He, at 12:30, he just has a nice fucking gig.
Has a good time.
Yeah.
If Dave left, would Craig Ferguson replace him? Or they would just go someone completely different, I would think.
I don't know. No one ever sits around and ponders Dave leaving because it's actually his show. He owns that, and I think he owns the Craig Ferguson show.
Shit.
So whether he would want to keep producing the show and keep it late night, I don't know. But he just re-signed. Leno, for some reason, they treat like shit. NBC constantly fucking with that man. So maybe they even knew that he was going to move down. That's why they did some cost cutting.
Just to save their asses a
Yeah,
little bit.
it would have been really funny if that would have came the day after Kimmel moved down.
Oh, no.
But it's really, really hard to watch those shows because it's kind of the same people on them doing the same kind of stories.
The same clips for the same projects.
Yeah, and it's the same formats. Like everybody comes out, talks, does a desk piece, does a film piece, and then here comes Tom Hanks or Vince Vaughn.
And then break it up with maybe another piece or another guest if it's a big guest.
Yeah, and then you've got the musical act at the end of the show that nobody talks to. They just let him play. Or occasionally a comic who does the set, and then you don't talk to him.
Shit.
Mike, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Ron, you said this can't last. I mean, I kind of disagree because, this people who watch stuff, people who take entertainment in are so segmented right now anyway. The one big thing that they got going against them is the cost of producing a network show. But look at what just happened to Leno's show. They just fired a bunch of people. Yeah. Leno took a huge pay cut. So what's going to happen is all these network shows are just going to really dramatically reduce their expenses, and then they'll be able to run multiple shows and compete with each other without really needing such a big piece of the pie.
Yeah, but I totally get that. And, there was a weird thing because Charlie Rose, they showed a thing of like 1996 with Dave, where he was like, we really don't need to be doing all the explosions and stuff, but the audience wants it. I would prefer to kind of just do a show where you sit and talk. I don't think he or Leno care all that much about all the weird stuff around it that you have to do marketing wise. I think they'd all rather just sit and do like a funny fucking chat show and have one people that they like, but you can't do that.
Yeah, it's impossible because those people don't have projects all the time or whatever. And then,
but who needs it? Why wouldn't you just go put on a couple of your friends and sit around? Wouldn't you rather see a hysterical conversation? Wouldn't that be better than somebody who was recently didn't get a rose on fucking The Bachelor coming out doing a shitty goddamn thing, but everyone feels like they can promote? It would be a lot better if they would just bring their buddies on.
That'd be more entertaining, but...
Look how everybody's liking the podcast thing with Seinfeld and Gervais and stuff, because they're just not trying to get a mass audience. Speaking of that, there was a very interesting thing last night on the Brian Gumbel show with Jay Gruden. Not Jay, but...
John Gruden.
John Gruden, Jay's brother. Where's Jay coaching now? He's moving up. He's like offensive coordinator. I really think he's going to
San Francisco.
Yeah, I think he's going to get a head coaching job soon. So John Gruden was on there talking about, why he hasn't come back, and he still works like a head coach. Like he gets up 3:15 every morning and watches tape. Shit. And he actually treats Monday Night Football the same way that he would treat a game. He wants to know every tape, everything that's going on.
Gruden's the man.
Because they know he wants to coach, but something is holding him back. Maybe if he finds the perfect situation where he could have a dynasty, whatever. He doesn't even know why he hasn't done it yet.
He should come to the fucking Jets. Get that shit in fucking order. Fuck Ryan.
Isn't it weird how they turn? How quickly they turn. But we have a piece up right now on the iBang about concussions and whether or not you'd even want your kid to play football. Now that the information is coming out, do you really want a 10 and a 12-year-old out there when, you could be fucking up their brain down the road? And Gruden said something I found to be fascinating in the middle of this. He goes, pro football, even as a viewer sport and as players, is not for everybody. It's an ugly, violent game. It's not for everyone, which is the exact opposite of what the NFL is trying to do. Yeah. They're trying to make it the most fan-friendly, family-friendly game that they can. And here's a former Super Bowl winning coach saying, I'm trying to adapt to the new rules. I don't exactly understand, what we're doing to our defensive players, where you're getting fines and flags for stuff that they were taught their whole life. But to take that attitude, I think is brilliant, because football, they're so big right now. They can only slowly start to go down as the decades pass. They better hold on to that core audience, people that want to see people get jacked up. But there's no talking to fucking marketing people.
Oh, they don't care.
They feel like they need everything, even if the product starts to stink. And the purist, whether you're talking about, comedy, radio, it doesn't matter what it is. People who got into it for the fucking love of it will go, okay, this is going to work short term.
No, thanks.
But it's not going to work long term. Well, they don't give a shit. They only care about short term. And football, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens as this thing moves along. I don't know whether the game that you grew up watching is going to exist much longer.
I think the the Saints fucking scandal really fucking blew it up even more. Like it was getting pretty bad, but that thing just basically turned it into they're going to make gigantic rule changes where it's going to be you can't fucking hit anyone.
And the Saints thing doesn't alarm anyone who is a football fan.
Yeah, okay.
Buddy Ryan set up that we're taking out everybody. We're fucking everybody on their team. We're going to hurt, and they were just carrying guys off. And people in Philadelphia still talk about that as the greatest game they've ever witnessed. You watch every year, everyone's favorite game is always Ravens and Steelers because they hate each other so much that they try to destroy each other. And people who like football are like, that was the best game ever. And that's the shit that's going to be gone because it's not healthy.
And dudes are just going to be fined as shit or probably get game suspensions for hard hits.
I think
like James Harrison won't fucking exist.
And while they're toning the game down, it really looks like they've got all the men watching, and they are trying so hard to get every woman watching too.
But they're getting it. That's the weird thing. They're getting it, and a lot of that shit has to do with all the stuff around football and the marketing, and are you wearing your jersey, and the halftime is this and that, and tailgate is more like a picnic, where people are starting to treat this like it's a family picnic, and then everybody going in, and, oh yeah, there's also a game. You know what I mean? Most people, if you ask them about their Sundays, it has everything to do with the surrounding stuff.
Being social.
Yeah, is way more important to them than the game itself.
Maybe they should join a fantasy league, and they'll start caring.
Tim, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Fezzy.
Yes.
With you being snubbed by the autograph from Warren Sapp, you know what you got to do, right?
What's that?
You got to boycott the entire NFL.
Good idea, Fez. You drop the NFL from your viewing, and it makes a statement, Riddler style. Makes a Riddler style statement.
Make them feel like dicks.
So you're over this Warren Sapp thing? You feel better now?
No, I don't feel better about it.
But you've come to peace with it.
No.
You're not taking it personal. It just happened.
No, it feels like a knife in my heart.
Well, that's too much for a guy who's had 3 heart attacks. You probably shouldn't even make that metaphor. Rob in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I was just thinking about NASCAR, and through 10 years ago, it was such a popular sport, and when they switched to the car tomorrow and they kept talking safety, all they've done is lost fans ever since, and you used to not be able to get a ticket. Now they can't even sell those stadiums out anymore.
It's a really interesting thing because, to drive a NASCAR is a risky proposition. It's a dangerous fucking thing. And they got very, very family friendly, and they want to be bigger, and they want to be in Europe and all that kind of shit. And it's still a dangerous fucking sport. There's no way around it.
Fucking burn to death on a car. Fuck.
Fez, there's somebody on the line that wants to talk to you. Warren?
Hey, how you doing, Ronnie?
Hey, good to talk to you again, man.
Hey, I just want to apologize, Fez.
That's nice.
When you're standing there jumping up and down with the football in the air and you're screaming, I know that guy, he's so sweet. My brothers looked at me, they say, you know this guy? I say, no. If you want me to sign it for you, just look me up afterwards, okay? I'll be there for you.
Are you done? Are you done mocking?
It's really nice, Warren. Thank you.
That's not Warren.
That was Warren Sapp.
It is.
Wasn't him.
Definitely.
No,
I wasn't jumping up and down with a football, and he didn't have his brothers with him.
He considers all men his brothers.
Yeah.
Rick, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey guys, $1 million, Ronnie, $1 million. Listen, what you just said kind of struck me, and it is what they're doing to football is kind of what they did to Vegas.
It's true.
They made it to be a fun, friendly, family fun place. Bring your kids. Come to Circus, whereas back in the day, Vegas was for mainly gambling, and that was it.
It was mainly for gambling and hookers and adult fucking recreation, not Disney World with slots. But
now
they wanted to get bigger and bigger and bigger. And that's what happens.
That blows. Now it's just like a fucking amusement park, right? I mean, I've never been to Vegas, but...
Well, the weird thing is that they took their growth so far that now there's a lot of empty things out there because, And there's also so many other places to go and gamble. I mean, most people probably live an hour and a half tops from any casino. And it used to be you had to get on a plane and go to Vegas. Like when Atlantic City came around, people were like, oh, my God, we have a second choice.
Fucking blew the fuck up.
Now all these Indian reservations and fake riverboats. There's nothing funnier to me than the fake riverboat.
I like a fake riverboat.
It's on a pier. That is not, it couldn't fucking float if it wanted to. Craig, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Fez, can I have your autograph?
Yes, I would love to. Leave your information with the interns.
Why do you got to say it like that? Why can't you have a moment with them?
No, I'm saying I'm very yes.
Yeah, but this would be your time to have a personal moment with the man, rather than leave your information with the interns.
Come on, see what up.
I'm trying to be the anti-Warren Sapp around here.
I think you're acting just like him.
No, I'm
Why don't you spend a moment with Craig instead of talking to me, and the two of you guys could bond? He's a big fan of yours.
Thank you, Craig. And you want me to make it out to you?
Yes.
Okay, will do.
Oh, you just hung up on him.
Oh, Fez.
That sucks.
Where are we going to send this autograph to now?
How about Fez's balls? Richie in New York City.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Yeah.
Hey, Ronnie, I think the NFL is the biggest bunch of hypocrites. Goodell. I mean, they want to make football like family friendly, and get rid of the drunks. Meanwhile, like beer companies are the biggest promoters in the NFL, and about like the concussion thing. They go on about, that they don't want it, but meanwhile, they send out, make DVDs, the best hits of 2012.
Yeah, they want everything. But this is what happens when you have something that's that everybody likes, and you're like, these people like us so much, I bet even more people would like us. What do we got to do to change to have more people? And then when that happens, how do we get even more people to like us? And basically think of it as like an inverted fucking pyramid. It's just like the point where it's at the best is at the beginning, and it just keeps getting wider and wider until finally like the UFC is coming up with a powder puff division and hey, bring the kids. And
it's fucking crazy. Isn't pretty? I guess every owner's a billionaire, right? Or at least
yes, but they made their money somewhere else.
Yeah. But they still have probably a cool billion left, and every fucking franchise is profitable. I can't believe that they fucking got to keep shoving this down everyone's fucking throats.
I forget who said this, but I thought it was brilliant. They said that when people buy a sports team, instead of whining about money, you should think about it like it's a yacht. Like when a rich guy gets a yacht.
All right.
It's a fucking place to just lose money.
It's a party.
But you're the dude with the yacht. You know what I mean? You're having yacht fun. But you're not running around having yacht fun going, how could I fucking I'm losing money on this yacht. Yes, because you got a fucking yacht, you crazy fucker. That means you got money to burn. You can't fucking snort your coke and have it too. It's an old saying.
Oh, it's every cake.
Stop fucking whining about these millionaires who are becoming fucking brain dead. You're the billionaire. And the weird thing about the fans is they always sign with the billionaires. They're like, yeah, those fucking players are so greedy.
They're all fucking assholes.
You're fucking going to the Greed King's fucking house.
Like the fucking Jacksonville owner is just saying, basically, Maurice Jones-Drew, nothing for you. You can leave at this point because he's been a holdout for fucking more cash.
He actually said this about his star player. The train's leaving. You better run for it.
What the fuck? He's a leading rusher in the goddamn NFL.
On your shitty fucking team.
Yeah, what the hell else does the team have besides him? He fucking was the leading goddamn rusher, and everyone knew he was taking the fucking ball and running with it. Cocksucker. Fuck Jacksonville. I hope he fucking leaves.
Now you hate Jacksonville, the town that you once loved, when you used to yell out West Side, Best Side, Skinner Boys.
I never thought this day would come. Fuck him.
You said you had a big Rich Kids of Instagram story that And by the way, I wish you wouldn't be as obsessed with this website
I'm fucking
as you are, but I want to. This is almost like get the gay out of the way with you. Where every day I say to Hicks, anything you want to talk to about, and he's always like, rich kids on Instagram. And I'm like, again?
RKOI, Ron. That's the fucking hashtag.
These are just rich kids who have the best life, and they fucking flaunt it in people's faces as they waste money.
Yeah, as they just blow their parents' money. You know, they show their fucking, Porsches, Lamborghinis, just ridiculous cars.
Bar bills.
Yeah, that's one of the more popular things. It's called receipt porn. Because everything's porn now. It's receipt porn, just the largest fucking bill possible, and they'll take a picture of it, like, oh, we got so much dumb fucking Perry on. Well, there's a Tumblr. This is how it got popular. Someone just started putting all these things up on one place, Rich Kids of Instagram Tumblr, and someone found that Romney and Ryan are fucking advertising on it. They bought time, or they bought spots, so that on their banners are playing on Rich Kids of Instagram. Advertising basically to the people that will vote for them, I would think.
Now, do you think they understand it, or they just bought like a bunch of shit?
This is targeted. They knew what they were fucking doing.
It's really fucking funny.
This is fucking hysterical.
It looks like we're doing very well with the rich kid vote. Very well.
Amongst the ones who can vote, so I think we're going to get them.
Keith in San Francisco.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
Hey, I just want to say I want to give it up to the owner of the Panthers for telling Maurice Jones either get on board or leave. You signed a contract, honor it.
Guess what? Here's the fucking truth. There is no program. And that fucking organization blows. The people already don't show up for it. And they should never even have gotten a team. He shouldn't even be an owner. And I'll tell you something, Keith.
Sure.
You fucking had a great organization when you had the great players. And when that left, you spent 20 years without shit. Now you got some great players and you're making another run at it. You better fucking take care of your players when you're an owner. No one ever, this isn't some fucking lackey. This is the best runner in the game playing for the shittiest team.
He accounted for 48% of every Jaguar, all the yards the Jaguars made last season. 48% of the fucking team's offense is one dude, and this cocksucker fucking owner doesn't want to pay him.
No, and he also wants to take the team to London to increase his brand.
Just burn the fucking stadium.
And he actually said this.
Burn it down.
In London, they don't know the difference between the Jaguars and the Cowboys. They'll believe we're a fucking good team because they don't know any different.
Oh! I'll play one game. Trust me, they'll catch on very quickly.
That's very funny. I don't know, though. I mean, if you're only playing one game a year, people are going to show up to see the game. But I don't know if people in London are going to live and die with the Jags.
That'd be fucking hysterical, though.
They've got quite a few sports teams over there that they seem to live and die with.
Soccer hooligans just losing their shit.
Go over, let's try Jason in Rochester. You're on Fez.
How's it going, guys?
Yeah.
I was just wondering if you guys thought, especially you, Ron, if the pluses like the leadership, the camaraderie, bring cities together outweighs the health risks, because anything that has a huge payoff is going to have some sort of risk tied into it.
No, I get that, but do you mean for the players or for us as an audience?
Well, I think if the players just educate themselves more, and it's taught once, in high schools, that once you start playing the game, this could happen. Players will take maybe less risks on the field. We see players with holdouts taking risk with their health to sit out a year.
But your whole thing about teamwork and camaraderie, you obviously never watch any of the Hard Knocks or what it's, any of the behind-the-scenes stuff, because they don't feel that way once they get there. It's a cutthroat business. And the fact of the matter is, when you're a player, you don't sit around and think about the history of the team in the way the fans do. You're basically a hired gun, and you could be gone at any second. They play with an immense amount of fear in that game, and they also are looking over their shoulder at their own teammates. It's not like high school or even college where, hey, we're all together in this. Guys come and go so quick. The Giants playing against the Patriots, that was 4 years apart. And the number of guys that have played in both games, those Super Bowls, was a minority.
Yeah.
Most of those guys weren't around. So when it came to, hey, is this going to be payback? What payback? They have no idea about it. They weren't there.
Two
They're
dudes,
worried about
pretty
their
much.
own shit.
Eli and Brady.
Really wasn't all that much more than that.
Well, it's ridiculous. It's a fucking corporation. All these guys got to worry about is A, not getting injured, B, getting as much guaranteed money as they possibly fucking can.
All right. Dallas wants to know if the rich kids of Instagram is a subculture of Instagram or something separate. And what the hell is Instagram? You know more about. I've never been there.
Instagram is an app, a social network app where you take pictures and put fucking filters on them, and then you upload them to your Instagram page. And but you can also follow people. So it's like Facebook, but it's only fucking pictures.
Why don't we do keep sending them like the rich kids, where it's just fucking hayseeds feeding goats and shit, but they're acting all fucking cool about it, like feeding my goats, motherfucker.
Be fucking great.
Just driving around in the back of trucks and fucking shooting beer cans and stop signs, shooting beer cans.
What are all these poor people doing on my rich kids feed? Yeah, rich kids, it's fucking terrible.
Mike, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Buddies, what's going on? Got a letter in the email from Roger Goodell, in the email and in my regular mail. I'm a Bills season ticket holder. Apparently they're implementing this new system. If you get ejected from a game, you have to now take a 4-hour training class on how to be a fan, a better fan. I don't know if they're going to, it doesn't say if they're going to take away your season ticket privileges, because I don't know how they can get a regular fan who just bought a ticket off StubHub. I don't think they can target those. I believe this is just for season ticket holders. And, they're going to make you take last season, the Bills, the Eagles were in. Ronnie, I know you're a big Philly guy. Philly fans could be crazy. So I was being crazy back to them, screaming at everyone with Vic jerseys on that he's a dog murderer and all this shit. And I almost got booted from my seat. They took all my info down. But apparently my uncle, everyone else here who's a season ticket holder got the same letter. So I don't know if it's league-wide, if they're targeting just the Bills fans, which I don't think they are. Because they sent it to my house and in an email, so they're hammering it home that you got to take a 4-hour training class if you get ejected from a game. So this is the pussification of America.
Can you go to the training class drunk? Because that's the only way you're going to be at the game.
I'll definitely go high. I'll smoke a bowl before I go.
All right, there you go. There you have it.
All right.
Yeah, they don't want. And by the way, most of the time, the stadiums are so expensive that they've lost a lot of blue-collar fans. Because it's very, very expensive hobby to have now.
It's fucking parking. And
Hard Rock Johnny goes with his family, and every year they have to go, is this worth it anymore?
You have to.
Because it starts to be like, we're all looking this over. The brothers are looking it over, and we could buy, a summer house.
We're dropping serious cash here. Fuck.
I mean, suppose you would have put that same stuff in a mortgage on a lake house, and is it worth it anymore?
Just get some red zone and join our Pick'em League. That's all you really need for your Sunday anymore. I would never head out to the stadium anymore.
You used to go with your dad.
You
won't go back because it's too hard for you to see that?
Because my little brother kept his season tickets, and I can't sit there and look at that seat.
You just leave an empty seat with a black ribbon on it?
That's what they did all last season.
They didn't put anybody in it?
No. They just left it empty.
What are they going to do this year?
I don't know.
Bring strippers?
So, but I can't say, because he loved to go.
I don't know whether you've ever had this experience. I used to do this in Florida, is that you would go to a game with peelers, and then, get them to show their tits, and everybody around you really likes your section. Everyone's fucking high-fiving you, and you just fucking pimp it out one day.
That sounds awesome.
And then, the guard will come over, and you're like, I don't know who these fucking crazy broads are. And as soon as the guard leaves, their fucking tits come out, and everybody's going crazy. Like, thanks. And you're like, hey, it's the most we can do. What are we losing, by 30?
Sounds pretty fucking great.
So you don't know who's going to end up in the dead man's seat this year?
No, I don't know I don't know if anyone wants to sit in the dead man's seat.
Really? You think you might have another year of just keeping it empty?
Yeah, that's what I would imagine is
Not
going to
even
happen.
one game did somebody sit in that seat?
Not that unless they're lying to me.
Jeez, easy, Fez. Easy. Hey, I'm not Warren Sapp. I'm on your side.
Come on.
Thank you.
Take it easy, big man.
We'll sign everything.
Hey, look around here. You got nothing but friends. Fucking, I think he tore a button off. He was so fucking mad.
Shit.
Unless they're lying to me. Nobody's lying to you, big cat. Trav, in Georgia, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, what's going on, buddies? How y'all doing? I was just calling to talk about the concussions in NFL. How is it any different? I mean, people make such a big deal out of it, but they're like entertainers. Nobody makes a big deal when a rock star that's been playing music for 25 years dies of a stroke or a heart attack.
Well, that's a different situation because he's an entrepreneur. He's working for himself. He's not being sent there by a corporation. Or else, believe me when I tell you, Janis Joplin's family would have sued the corporation. And Jimi Hendrix's family would have sued the corporation. That's the big difference. That these things are, it's basically, if you look at it, it's like a fucking socialist enterprise or maybe even fascist because these billionaires have all moved in together and split all the money. Everybody who is going to fucking vote for Romney turns around and has this closed door thing where, hey, if you're a star, here's the cap. Can you imagine people who believe in the free market system having a cap? Why can't the Giants pay more for a player than fucking Jacksonville? Because the league, by the way, is a collection of owners anyway. You know, Goodell is not in charge of the owners. He fucking works for them. So the whole system, if anybody really took a look at pro football, they would probably be like, this seems like one of the least American things that we've got going on. And the people who put this together are the best and brightest capitalists that we have. And they're basically saying, but it doesn't work in this case. Because Dallas would pay out the ass for players. And why shouldn't they?
They would love to. Fucking Jones would fucking be just making it rain on motherfuckers. It'd be the fucking
and I always have a problem with people acting like, well, you don't want one team to dominate. Then fucking get better players than them.
Work it out.
That's how it's done. I don't know. I don't sit around and cry about the Yankees. They're in it every year.
Fuck yeah.
I think it's good for baseball.
Hell yeah, those fucking Steinberger kids know what they're doing.
They don't know shit. They got fucking hit. They're rich kids of Instagram.
They're terrible. The one fucking just chain smokes Marlboro Lights outside the stadium all day long. They don't know what the fuck they're doing.
Why don't we call our new thing Rich Kids Who Got a Gram? And it's just these little fucking thin blonde kids getting high. Oh, I'm ready with the parodies today. I can't stop myself. Travis, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Ronnie, let me see if I get this right. So Fez's brother's a pill popper. 2, Fez got so angry, Fez bought the seats. 3, they said they didn't sell the seats. 4, the brother's still a pill popper and didn't sell seats. Do I have this story right so far?
Oh, no.
Yeah, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but the way he was coming after me earlier over the empty seat, I ain't going to fucking be the DA on this one. I'm just going to believe the bullshit story at the surface and let it go. Because he was ready to throw fucking hands a second ago.
Yo, that was intense.
I mean, I'm sitting here having a conversation. He had his thumb out like he was going to dig my eyeball out.
Fez does not want anyone sitting in that goddamn seat, as far as he knows.
I never heard of such a thing.
Should just fucking spray paint the whole fucking seat black. Piss off the stadium. You don't fucking know what we're going
You
through.
should just poured fucking lighter fluid on it, lit it on fire at the Vikings funeral. At the Vikings game.
That'd be awesome.
And then just start screaming, do any of you fucking ham and eggers love your dad this much? I doubt it.
Being dragged away fucking by the cops.
Sean, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Ron. Hey, I hate the argument people make when they say, well, he signed the contract and he should honor it no matter what, even if he's playing above it. Because if Maurice Jones-Drew went out there and ran for 400 yards the past 3 seasons, they would have cut his ass in a heartbeat.
Or if he would have blown a fucking knee out, he's done.
Yeah.
If he would have blown a knee out, fucking scoring the Super Bowl winning touchdown, they would have fucking cut him and he gets zero money.
Nice to know you, MJD.
Jason, you're on the Run of Fez show.
Hey, Ron, and I might have misunderstood you, but do you not really appreciate parody in sports?
Absolutely not. I don't want a bunch of fucking 8-8 teams. I want great fucking teams. I don't want, and if you're too shitty to run a franchise, fucking buy somebody else out. Let's fucking compete here. I despise parity in sports. I despise a 9-7 team that can win the fucking Super Bowl.
What up?
Thank you.
Big ups.
And that's why that team that you love so much will not be a legendary team because no one will remember them.
They'll probably remember for the repeating against the Patriots and Brady.
Don't fucking take away the point of this story. The story is this. When people think about the great teams, they think about teams that could fucking hang around and do something.
The fucking Bears, Dolphins going undefeated.
Bears, who thinks of them? Fucking in 1 year in '86. They should have won 7.
It's the shuffle.
Yeah,
baby.
they should have won 7 of those things.
Really weird. They really fucking fell apart.
You got owners who don't give a shit, who are not competing. And fuck Jacksonville. They don't show up.
That fucking whole thing is just
I'd rather see Buffalo Bills fans, the fact that they show up is for them to have an edge.
They care.
They show up, and then they lose a home game to Toronto every year.
Just piling on with it. I would like to buy out every fucking seat and just put pictures of your dad on it.
He'd love that.
Do you think your dad would love the fact that the seat sat empty and nobody enjoyed it?
Yeah, I think he would like the fact that they thought he was still like they left a seat empty for him at the game. I think he would like that.
If we left an empty seat for my old man like that, he'd come back from the dead and hit us in the back of the head with a shovel.
What are you doing, wasting this?
Yes. Life is for the living.
Have a good ass time at the game.
You got to live. 866 Ron Zero Fez. 866 Ron Zero Fez. Craig, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey Ron, this follow up to the guy talking about he got the letter from Goodell about the he was almost thrown out of the game. There's something with the Eagles. I was at a Ravens preseason game. I was climbing on the kicker because he missed a field goal a couple years ago, and all of a sudden I got 5 cops standing in the aisle, and they want to take me out. And I said, what's going on? I wasn't even drinking. All I was drinking was water. And they took me up out into the, out of my seat and said, you can't do that. And I said, I'm not doing anything. I'm not cussing. I'm not doing anything. I'm just, badgering the guy. And so finally they let me back in, and I talked to one of the guys I knew on the field who's a security guard, and he said it was the equipment manager who turned me in. So that guy's got a history of doing that stuff.
Why didn't you throw a soft-shell crab at him? It's Baltimore. Shit, every fucking home game down there looks like the extras from The Wire show up.
It's good stuff. It's a great show.
Joe, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Yes, how you guys doing today?
Yeah.
I think they need to see. I think back in the day when the Raiders had good old Raider ball, I think that's what all the football teams need to go back to do. Forget the salary caps and all that. Let them all work it out on the field like back in the day.
Everyone seems to remember that as better times. That's for sure. Reed, Louisiana, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Ron, you're my Oprah.
Oh, jeez.
Chuck Klosterman has an essay comparing the NFL to the perfect communist organization, basically making the exact same point you were making.
When did he do this?
I don't know which one of his books it's in. You know how he has these books that are collections of essays?
Yeah.
I think it was probably a piece that he put in Esquire, but he collects them all. And
I've read some of his stuff before. He's good. Well, he was on the show here before, too.
Yeah, I heard him on the show.
Yeah.
But it's a great piece. He compares it to the perfect communist organization where it's designed to spread the wealth so nobody can get an advantage.
It's so strange. And the fact that the people behind this are the biggest capitalists that we have. They're the billionaires. And they're basically saying, it doesn't really work for what we want to do here. Everybody share. Let's not really compete. Let's...
Yeah, that sounds fucking nuts.
We got too many teams. We really don't need all these fucking teams. Meet, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hello?
Yeah, what's happening?
Oh, what's up, man? Hey, love you guys. Fez is stealing this bit from Curb Your Enthusiasm with Funkhauser when his father died.
And he wouldn't let anybody sit in the seat at the Dodger game. Yeah, he stole it.
Fez.
Yes,
Come on.
my father didn't really die.
Well, we know we did.
From
We know he died, but you copped the fucking idea from Curb. Why don't you just say, we decided to Curb Enthusiasm this shit?
You love Larry David. We
Yeah,
know that.
that's your favorite show, and you're always like, oh, fuck, that show's great. That show, we don't even know if it's coming back. When was the last time it was on? Like a year ago? A year and a half ago?
No, it was a while.
They don't know what they're doing ever.
When he feels like it, he'll, oh, yeah, okay, you guys want to do this again? Sure, Larry.
TV's changed. I'm getting into my, what do you call it, episode show, and it's already over next week.
Oh, no.
Oh, I'm not worried. Dexter's going to start back up. Homeland's going to start back up. I'd like to have a couple more comedies, though. You were telling me The Office is done as Dillinger?
After this season, The Office is finally over. 9 seasons. The Gary Daniels, he was the executive producer for the first 5 seasons. They left. He's coming back to the last one.
I know what the last episode's called.
What is it?
It's called Office Fire, Massive Deaths.
That'd be fucking great if they killed everyone off. I'd be happy.
And that they just find Pam and Jim just fucking holding on to each other under their desk. It's like one of those things like, why did they crawl under their desk? There's a fire. You know how they're always finding kids' corpses under a bed?
I just hope Creed finds more work, because I fucking love that guy.
I think you're going to see fucking Creed in the unemployment line.
Don't say that. 9 seasons. I can't believe that. I fucking tapped out like fucking season 4.
I didn't start watching until season 4.
You missed all the good episodes.
Well, what? I don't have fucking TBS?
All right, good. I'm glad you caught.
It's one of those things that you've seen every episode 10 times now. Like Seinfeld.
I missed all those. I missed a bunch of the fucking Latter Day one. I caught the wedding and
You're
the fucking
lucky.
baby fucking getting born, and
You're
I hated
lucky.
both of them.
Well, the wedding was great because they went to Niagara Falls.
Didn't they like fucking do that internet video that was hot at the time where no one's gonna fucking remember what that meant.
I'm sure they'll do fucking Call Me Baby when they come back this fucking summer or whatever. Call Me Maybe. I hate that fucking thing.
Why?
Summer Jam, 2012. Can't get out of it.
She has an album coming out. Rolling Stone told me I should look forward to it, and this is coming fall.
Actually said that to you, or you read it at Rolling
I
Stone?
read it at Rolling Stone.
I didn't know whether you get calls. Chris, this is Rolling Stone, the magazine.
Wow. What's up?
Well, you better get going. I know I got to snap to it when my lady wants me to do some chores. It's a think piece about a mid-level van. Fez, you wanted to get into some Flintstone talk.
Yes.
And I love that because you're always so current. What is it that you want to talk about with the Flintstones?
This is up on the 5 on the iBang. It's the top Flintstones celebrity characters.
Okay.
So these are basically celebrity cameos that happened during the run of the Flintstones.
Was Cameo one of them? The great funk band from the 70s?
That was not one of them.
Oh, the way you made it sound. Gap Band?
No.
Did they ever do You Dropped the Bomb on Me?
That never happened on the Flintstones. A little before its time.
You're going to set this up. What did happen on the Flintstones? Let's stop talking about funk and get into the Stones.
This is on the Flintstones where they would try to work a real-life person into the cartoon, but of
Yes.
course it was their Flintstones version, so it was always a Flintstone variation on their name.
That's true.
So this is on the 5. You've Anne Margrock, who showed up. And the weird thing about some of the Flintstone cameo characters is they would get drawn more real than the actual Flintstones. They would actually...
Well, because they were drawn like a real person.
Yeah.
Where there wasn't a real Fred or a real Barney.
So Anne Margrock actually comes on and performs. She does 2 songs, I think, on that Flintstones episode. One is a sweet lullaby to Pebbles. I think called The Littlest Lamb.
The weird thing is Pebbles would be 47 right now.
Old. Fucking dinosaur person.
Well, actually, Pebbles would be dead because they were born back then. But I'm just saying, from when the show came out.
Next on the 5, you have Ed.
That's it? We're not going to hear any?
Oh.
I thought you do impressions.
Here's Anne Margrock performing.
I want to buy myself a ball to keep my heart from crying.
Okay.
In that episode, Fred and Barney didn't even realize they were in the presence of a big star, Anne Margrock. She was hiding out at their house and working as a nanny for Pebbles.
This is informative.
Next up was Ed Sullystone. That's on the 5. He was, of course, supposed to be Ed Sullivan.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So you had him doing the basic Ed Sullivan, "We've got a really big show."
Oh, that's amazing.
Impression.
What did he say?
"We've got a really big shoe tonight."
He had a big shoe?
Yeah, that's supposedly how he said show.
Oh.
So, and in that one, they used him to set up the performer Rock Roll.
Rock is going to roll.
Who did the fantastic Flintstones song, The Twitch.
We got to take this call. George, you're on the Run of Fest show.
Yeah, this is George. How you doing?
That's why I said your name.
Oh, well. I have a moral conundrum, guys.
Oh, no. It's a moral conundrum. Conundrum.
Yeah, for the last year and a half, I've been having sex with the daughter of a friend of mine I went to high school with. I'm 48. She was 18 when we started having sex.
Mm-hmm.
And
seems like you called a little late with the moral conundrum.
And I'm just wondering, what should I do? Should I continue this relationship? Should I not continue this relationship?
It seems like you're just calling to brag.
No. I really want you guys' advice because I'm moving away from the area where she lives at, and I'd have to travel a lot.
Does anyone know that you're with her?
No, not really.
Yeah, it's best to keep it quiet and just move away in shame.
Move away in shame?
Yeah, I mean, if your friend found out, would he be fucking pissed?
He probably would be pissed, but his father, her grandfather, who lives in the same town as we all did, would probably kill me.
Yeah, this seems like your chance to get out with the fucking under your piece and you're done. Run. Same way if you rob the bank in that town. Just run while you got the opportunity.
Just be out. You got
Every once in a while, jack to it.
Well, the thing is, though, she's got a really sweet fucking pussy.
Yeah, why wouldn't she? Again, you called to brag. That's the only reason. You called to fucking brag.
No, I'm not bragging, I swear.
You just said about a fucking young girl, she has a sweet pussy. And that's not fucking bragging.
Yeah, but, I mean, aren't a lot of guys out there getting sweet pussy from people?
Why don't you go over and tell her grandfather there's sweet pussy if you're so fucking comfortable with it? All right?
I should call him up?
Yeah, call him up and tell him that you're getting sweet pussy from his fucking granddaughter whose diaper that she fucking changed. All right, Fez, back into it.
Next up on the 5, these are Flintstone celebrity appearances. Alvin Brickrock. Now, Alvin Brickrock was supposed to be Alfred Hitchcock.
Ah.
So he moves in as Fred and Barney's creepy neighbor, and they think they've witnessed a murder. It's basically like an Alfred Hitchcock movie, where they think that Alvin Brickrock has murdered his wife. And he does all the typical Alfred Hitchcock things like, "Good evening."
That's a good impression.
And so what they do there is they make that into a murder mystery.
Mm.
And even do one of the things like Alfred Hitchcock Presents, where they have Alvin Brickrock talking about his wife, like maybe he did just murder her at the end of the episode. Next on the 5 is Rock Quarry. So Rock Quarry, of course, supposed to be, already has a rock in his name, so he's perfect for a Flintstones celebrity appearance.
Tell me about it.
So they changed it to Rock Quarry, And
So he's supposed to be who? Rock Hudson?
He's supposed to be Rock Hudson.
This one I saw, and this was so great. So, and it kind of gives away the end. There's some foreshadowing, but Rock Hudson, or what's his name, Fez?
Rock Quarry.
He's fucking Barney in the ass, right?
Oh my God.
And then suddenly he throws up on Barney's back.
On a cartoon?
And I remember being a kid thinking, I wonder if he has AIDS.
Oh.
I bet. Did you see that? And I was actually saying, did anyone else notice that maybe Rock Quarry won't make it through this? And who knows, maybe Barney has AIDS as well?
Oh, if not from the jizz, then the fucking vomit.
Where's your Rock Quarry impersonation?
I am Rock Quarry.
That's great.
I am. You have to believe me. I am Rock Quarry.
But you notice that doesn't sound like Rock Hudson at all.
No, they just basically wanted to do a big Hollywood...
I call it Holly Weird, home of the nuts and fruits.
Male sex symbol.
Male sex symbol. Male on male sex symbol.
Oh.
So that's what they wanted to do there, and it's a classic Flintstones episode. It's one of the best ones where Rock Quarry doesn't want the Hollywood life anymore.
He wants to fuck Barney in the ass and throw up on his back.
He just
and that
wants
made me
to disappear.
I'm sorry, I don't want to step in front of the seriousness, but I did want to say, as a child, I went, wait, did you just see that? While he's having anal with Barney, he threw up. Why? Is it a sexually transmitted disease?
That's horrifying. I would never want to watch that cartoon. Watching two animated dudes fuck each other and vomit on each other.
You watch worse than that on your anime. You and that girl from Chicago yesterday talking anime Jack talk. And her point was she doesn't have to see all the ugliness of actual people.
I just like the tentacles. It's fun.
And then what did she say, that they come on and say all these characters are 19?
Yeah, they have to say
They're
that.
all 19.
Yeah, we're not fucking children in this cartoon. Trust us.
Just drawings.
Yeah.
Do you think that they're sitting around like, as the guy's just like drawing the fucking tentacle going into someone's pussy, and he's like, God, I can't believe it's only Wednesday. Fucking want to get out of here.
His tentacles looking good though. I think I'm gonna add a vein.
Hold on, I got to give my boss a call. I don't know whether we're supposed to put hair on this pussy or not. Probably not. These are modern times.
Do I have to just pixelate it like in the fucking real porn?
And then finally on the 5 with the
finally,
this is Stoney Curtis.
I wish you did a 15, Fez.
Who of course is supposed to be Tony Curtis.
Why didn't you give me a chance to guess?
Shit.
I didn't think you needed one.
I was going to say Linda Lavin. Or on that show, she was known Linda Labia.
Oh my damn.
To make it a little more Stone Age.
Her name was Linda Labia, like the fucking body part of the pussy.
Yes.
And then fucking Tony Rock's Quarry is fucking banging Barney in the ass.
Yeah, this show was ahead of its time.
It sounds just like straight up porn. Like fucking graphic, nasty porn.
Stoney Curtis played Slave Boy, and this is the one...
Slave Boy?
Thank you, Fez.
This is the one where Fred ended up being a stunt man.
He got fucked in the ass.
That makes sense. If your fucking name's Slave Boy, you better be taking it.
Was this after Barney already passed away from a disease?
Oh.
Barney was...
A disease that Reagan wouldn't pay any attention to, man.
This fucking show dealt with a lot of issues.
Yeah, it did. It was fucking heavy, man. That was a heavy-ass show.
I gotta fucking look back over this. Except for the gay side.
I fucking cried like I wanted to see that Jack and the Beanstalk movie that had the kids sobbing.
So Stoney, I believe, was one of the ones that actually voiced his own part.
That's interesting. You would be good like hosting this, but for college-level kids. You know what I mean? That when I look at it seriously, Stoney voiced his own parts. And his name was Stoney Kurt Rock?
No, Stoney Curtis. They thought, see, that one works perfectly, because you can rhyme Tony with some sort of rock-sounding name, Stoney Curtis. But whenever...
Is this going to be on the test?
No. But whenever they...
Too bad, because I'd ace that fucker. Because I've been paying attention.
Whenever they would get stuck with like a celebrity's name, then it was just easy enough to just throw rock on the end of it. Like they would call Jackie Kennedy Rock.
What year did Barney die of AIDS?
BC.
Yeah.
Did they have years when it was BC, or they?
I think it was like fucking 2 million or whatever. Like scientists will throw out a fucking number.
It was in the year that we wish we were indoors.
All right, I'm gonna write that down.
You know, one thing about that show, I would feel bad, like for the dishwasher, knowing that it was like a baby fucking elephant and shit.
It's fucking slavery.
It is.
Dinosaurs.
Why is it though? Is it? You're living under the sink and eating trash
like a fucking monster. Get out of there. Get some rights. You fucking stupid dinosaur. The dinosaurs.
They still don't have rights to this day.
The dinosaurs could have just fucking killed the Flintstones.
Well, the bird appliances could have probably just flown away. They didn't have this.
But why didn't they? Were their wings clipped, you think?
Were they gay too?
Yeah.
What?
Johnny Boy.
Ronnie B, $1 million. Hey, we're reminiscing about our childhood. I was wondering if anyone ever saw the episode where Barney Rubble gets face fucked by Sammy Kravis Jr. Good times. Good times.
I never saw it. Sounds good, though. Sounds fantastic.
Progressive.
They're all progressive.